Hey guys, I am here with your Thursday, April the 2nd breakfast read aloud. This is, again, the Three Little Pigs, but kind of totally opposite. This book is called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. It is written by Eugene Trivis and Helen Oxbury. All right, let's find out what The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig is all about. Once upon a time, that's pretty familiar, right? Once upon a time by now. There were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was gray, and the third was white. One day, their mother called the three little wolves around her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into this world. Go out and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, Mother. We will watch out for him," said the three little wolves, and they set off. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Oh, so like the pigs all split up and built their own homes, and the wolves are staying together. That's interesting. Well, the very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house and locked the door. That is croquet. I have a croquet set that we play sometimes. Look who's spying on them. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." A china teapot. Interesting. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. Does a brick house fall down from huffing and a puffing? But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched him a sledgehammer and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very, very frightened indeed. Here they are climbing out the back window, and look what that wolf's carrying. Can you tell? "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. Now, concrete is like what sidewalks are made out of. Do you think that's pretty strong stuff? Well, no sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden, and when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house and shut the door. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you come in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, and the house didn't fall down. Of course it didn't fall down. It's made of concrete. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The three little wolves managed to escape, but their chinny chin chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. There's 1, 2, 3, and look what's sitting right there on that ledge. That's their china teapot. We shall build an even stronger house, they said, because they were very determined. Just then, they saw a truck coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks? They said to the rhinoceros who was driving the truck. Sure, said the rhinoceros, and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains because he was so generous and kind. He was such a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine, and they finally felt absolutely safe. There's the rhinoceros that has all the building materials. And here they are working hard to build their house. Well, hit ignore on it. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all 37 padlocks. The pig dialed the video entrance phone, ding, 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 and said, Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in. No, 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 said the little wolves, by the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He brought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and the house blew up. The three little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Do you see the ends of their tails? And look what the one wolf's carrying. The teapot. Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. Different, but what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. Please, will you let us have some flowers? asked the little wolves. With pleasure, said the flamingo, and he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. Well, those three wolves are determined. They've built all this, and the pig was able to tear it down. Now, do you think a house of flowers he could just huff and puff and blow down? We'll have to see. One wall was of marigolds, one of daffodils, and one of pink roses, and the one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed in the wind, but it was very beautiful. What does fragile mean? Easily broken. And if the wind's making it sway. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. He rang the blue bell at the door and said, Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in. No, 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 said the three little wolves. By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, said the pig. Well, I think he can blow this one down. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of the flowers. It was fantastic. And because of the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath and then another. And instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart grew tender and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then he decided to become a big, good pig. And he started to sing and dance to the tarantella. These wolves are thinking, what's going on? Well, at first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. It might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had been truly changed. So they came running out of the house and they started playing games with him. First they played Pig Pog and then Piggy in the middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. They offered him tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted and they all lived happily together ever after. Well, that is interesting. Now, those wolves were determined to build a house that the pig could not break. Did they do it? They did. And by doing that, they also changed the heart of the pig from being a big bad pig to being a big good pig. All right, tomorrow is our last read aloud before spring break. So you'll have a week free of read alouds. And I'm going to do something a little different with it. All righty. Have a great day.